decided to try go live today, and that didn't work out as intended. I got planned, so I am going to. Sorry, it's my dog. Sit down. I am just going to go over this video about my own personal opinion on the differences between going with an agency and the versus going the independent route. One is significant costs. People, if you are in this step in your journey, a lot of times the funds can be low, and not a lot of people can afford it to go via the agency, because there's a lot of fees that go with that. With the agency, you kind of already have they've already vetted the person, versus if you're going the independent route, you kind of have to do a little bit of the coordination on your own, as far as getting doctor's records to the clinic, which is signing a medical form. But sometimes that can be, people don't feel like they have the time. It's an already stressful situation, and so just having to do those things can make an already stressful situation more stressful. A lot of people who do the independent route kind of already know the person that they're going to be doing the independent route with, but if you don't know the person, it can be kind of stressful. But there's so many groups nowadays, and this is starting to become something that is more openly talked about, that people are becoming aware and are kind of understanding what to look out for as far as for fraud and misrepresentation, because that also can be an issue. And the surrogate agencies, they filter those things out, so you don't have to go worry about the potential fraud that comes with it. But if you can't afford for that specific reason, it can be kind of costly to use an agency. When there are ways that you can run a background report, there are ways that you can find out prior to investing money into a person going to the clinic to have blood work done. There are steps that you can take prior to that to make sure that you're not going to be wasting any more money into someone who might not potentially be a good fit. The clinic that we went to asked for all my medical records first before I even came. And then, these are conversations that you're going to have with, you're having someone's kid, carrying their child. If they want to ask me about my life, that's something that I'm not going to be upset against, because I would want to know who's carrying my child as well. If they want to run a background check, that can be done. The lawyers do that prior to the signing the surrogate the contracts. So that's something that a clinic will not allow you to do a transfer without a contract. So it is going to have them. But by the time you get to the lawyers, you've already been through the clinic's saying okay, they're already trying to set up a transfer day. So by then you're pretty good, as long as that person hasn't lied to you about their criminal history. And just because they're a criminal or they've had a record does not make them a bad person. It doesn't. I would say be precautious of that. Or it doesn't, I would just ask prior to, do you have any criminal histories? Do you have any run-ins with the law? And if someone, takes offense to that, then, there's so many people, so many potential women out there who do want to be surrogates. If you go into Facebook has a lot of groups of people who post about themselves, who want to be gestational carriers, and then there are steps to verify to make sure that they're who they say they are, which is the same thing that the surrogate agencies do. So if you want to add that added expense, then I would definitely do so, because sometimes surrogacy agencies, they'll find a valid candidate, but your clinic might not accept them. For what happened to me because of BMI, I was 1 point above BMI, and they said no. So we went to a different clinic, and they were like, "You've had 4 kids. What do you expect?" And I'm 4 foot nothing. So they did go ahead and accept us. Our transfer took the first time, and I had a healthy baby girl, and that was the most amazing experience of my life. So anybody who is thinking about this, that is a gestational carrier, I urge you to strongly. It is something that, a feeling that I can never describe in words, that I did, even though in the hard times and the times where I felt like I wanted to give up, and I was like, I can't do this, just before the transfer, because this is a bit, you're taking on a human life, this is very, very, very serious. And it's something that, you have all these people that are looking to you to bring this child into the world, and that could be an enormous amount of pressure, and I understand how hard it can be. But just please keep your eyes on the end, be visionaries. And so with the going the independent route, it makes this dream of having a child affordable versus going sometimes through an agency, because they can tend to make it a little bit more expensive with all the added expenses, because they do coordinate a lot of stuff for you versus when we went through our route, which is something that I am writing about. And if anybody wants to read it when I'm done, please feel free to let me know and I'll let you read it. We coordinated a lot of it, and so it's more so just learn how to communicate with people and to get those things done. Some people's jobs don't allow it, some people's jobs do. You know, you have to just be careful with that. And then also just there's just a lot that, you know, comes with not having to go through the agency. And there's a lot that helps through going through an agency. It just depends on where you're at in your journey. A lot of people are pretty nervous already, so the agency, they've done it, they've had experience, and experience makes things a lot more easy for other people. I know that now that I have done it, I feel a little bit more better about a lot of things and the conversations that need to happen. And people have tried to scam me, which is something that I'll talk about in a different video because I don't want this to be too long. But there are benefits going both ways. There are cons to doing both things. That's just life. There's going to be cons to every decision and a pro to any decision that we make. It just depends on what best suits your situation. If you have the funds and you want to go through an agency, then I would do that versus going through a independent route. But if you find someone who you're interested in, just make sure that you get their medical and run the background, because those are the things that a lot of times that can disqualify someone. And the clinic will get the records and they go through the records. So that's something that you can discuss with your clinic. When you go to your clinic, find out how many people they'll allow you to bring in before they say, oh, we're going to charge you an additional X amount for additional people to be brought into. And that's something you talk to the clinic about, which is something that, you know, my intended parents, they negotiated beforehand, because they knew that going the independent route was something that they wanted to do. They, you know, can we bring 3 women in who potentially can be able to. They didn't realize that, you know, they wanted to probably which is something I'm talking about in a different video. I don't want to even broach that topic right now, but just there's certain things and there's a process that if you do go the independent route, that if you want me to make a video about it, I am writing out the steps and what you want to look for each step before you make that big investment, because it can become costly as just as much as it's costly to go through the surrogate agencies. And you just want to be cautious. You want to be cautious either way, because you never know. So if you like this video, if you like what I've talked about today, please like this video. If you have questions or concerns, I did get emails. I did respond to the emails that I did get. Thank you again for those emails. It makes me feel good that I am being able to help people. This is very hard for me to talk about, and still learning how to put into words, because this is something that I never in my life would imagine it, you know, not doing. And once I've done it, it's been life-changing. And to be able to try to help other people is something that I want to do, and I am truly here to help. If you want help, please let me know. Feel free to email me if you need. We're going to start setting up little conferences in the metro area where I am, so that people can come out who are interested, and women and men and couples who are interested, and intended parents and people who are wanting to be surrogates can come out, and we are going to work on getting something together to have the support within our area, because I want people in Kansas City to know that there are people out here that have done it just like you. And if you're thinking about doing it, hey, we're here to help. And we don't want to add those, you know, because sometimes it can become costly and everybody wants to charge for their information and their services and their knowledge. We want to be able just to be able to come and talk together and bounce ideas off, even suggestions and experiences without that. So be looking for that. I am going to start to coordinate something like that so that people are able to talk to one another. If you have ever any good questions in the meantime, email me. It's in the description box below. My link to my Facebook page so that you can follow my journey is in the link below. And you can go on there, like the page, subscribe, like. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And until next time, have a wonderful day and have a wonderful evening. I'm sorry I couldn't go live at 4 o'clock. My phone wouldn't let me. It was a beautiful day here where I am, and I wanted to do it outside, and that didn't happen. But I'm sorry about that, and I'm sorry that it was so late. Thank you so much again, and you all have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all again here soon. And for the people who emailed me, thank you so much. Thank you.